Hi, I'm Alicia.
I'm Kira.
And we're Stitchin' Something here on Flosstube. This is our channel where we talk about our cross stitching, sometimes a little bit of quilting, crochet, and other crafts thrown in. Today will primarily be cross stitching, so hopefully you get there. And we're happy that it's May. We're filming this actually on May 4th. So May the 4th be with you. Well, still with you because we don't post this until Thursday. So you're missing all of the fun May holidays. May the 4th be with you. Cinco de Mayo. Gotta eat your Taco Tuesday. And Revenge of the 6th, which hopefully Taco Tuesday, never mind. Okay, so sorry. Why do we let me talk? So I have on my Force Vector shirt. I'm gonna have to stand up, sorry. Oh, goodness. Noisy chair. So I have the May the Force be with you, Force Vector. I teach math. It's a little nerdy, but you know. Wait, did I talk about being a nerd last time?
I don't remember.
The teacher that called me a nerd because I was going to a cross stitch retreat and I was going to go be with all my nerd friends because I cross stitch, but I'm a math teacher.
Double
and
nerd.
This from a social studies teacher. So then I showed him A Worthy Patriot, that pattern, and he said, I will pay you $50 to make that for me. And I said, that would cover the pattern and some of the floss, not the linen. And he goes, 100? I said, you're getting closer to what it's going to cost to actually stitch it. So let's maybe not. Anyway, if you have a price on that, that would be interesting to hear people's prices on it. But yeah, he called me a nerd for cross stitching and not for walking around with a Force Vector shirt. So actually, I don't think he saw me today because we're in different parts of the school. But anyway, we have a couple. Anything exciting for you now that I talked about all my nerdy things?
No.
No, nothing
really.
nerdy. All right. Should we do this start first or
Sure.
this finish first?
Sure.
So we have a finish that'll be one of our new patterns. We finally finished our season series. It's a little bit early, but it lets you get it ready. Last month we showed summer. And this month we're showing you autumn. So when I put it up and sometimes it looks a little backwards to me and I'm like, dang it. Dang it, we spelled it wrong. Anyway, we have autumn and that will be available in our Etsy shop. It's on a 40 count linen. This is a 4" by 4" frame from Hobby Lobby and it fits in there just perfectly. All the other details will be available with the pattern for which linen and which floss that we've used. So
yeah, now we have all 4 seasons.
All 4 seasons.
And they all fit in a 4x4 frame.
And our other 3 are at Pine Needles in West Jordan. So
no, just 2.
Oh, they're 2. Oh,
I don't
right.
think Summer's there.
Nope,
yet.
Summer's not there. But we couldn't show all 4 of them. I should have got Summer out. And then I also finished for the month, but haven't fully finished the June little month mini. It'll be in the 4x4 frame as well. This is on antique white linen, 40 count, and it's got little pinwheels for our summer.
Yay,
so
June.
That one's fun as well.
And then guess what?
She did it!
I finally finished it. And it's a fully finished. It's even in a frame. So, there's our countdown to Christmas for 5 months late. But better late than never.
But we did them free in December, 1 each day to count down to Christmas. And now the paid chart with all 24 plus the countdown to Christmas words will be available in our Etsy shop.
Yep.
So we are excited about that.
Very excited.
Very excited.
I'm very excited to have it done.
Because now you don't have to do that.
No, I don't have
Now,
to
I did finish this one with some batting in it so that when it's hanging in Kira's home, she can move a little pin along with her children to have it actually count down with a pin. So if you're wondering, like, why would you actually put batting on a big framed one? That's one that won't get glass because you need to be able to interact with it if you want. Otherwise, keep their grubby little hand. No, I'm just kidding. Your little, she's almost 7 months?
She's
7 months. Little 7-month-old doesn't have grubby hands yet. She just has busy hands.
She does have a little grubby hands sometimes.
She has a little busy hand. Well, yeah, if you're feeding her.
She loves eating.
Oh my goodness, that girl can eat.
She pounds it. But yet she's like, no, she weighs nothing still.
She's a little feather, but she loves to eat. I fed her some cutie today.
She loved it. She loves everything.
She does.
And if you feed her, you become her best friend, basically. So
I put a bite in her mouth and she was like, "Where are you, Grandma?"
Yeah.
Okay, so all manner of thing. I made a little bit of progress at the retreat and I'll be talking about the retreat kind of throughout, and then I'll have a retreat section. But I did get some done. I got a headache. They had the bright lights, which were really cool. But I say a little bit of progress. I can definitely see progress in it on the grass.
Yay!
So those little sheep down there are no longer, well, 2 of them are no longer just floating in nowhere. And my head was just pounding. This is a 36 count or 32 count. I think 32. But my head was just pounding and I was like, I just can't. So I had to go to something a little bit bigger. And then I didn't ever go back to it. I was hoping to stitch on it with my sister-in-law, Heidi, and she never pulled hers out at the retreat. She hadn't gotten it to quite the point where she wanted to be able to have it there. So it's okay. It's just one of those of like, oh, I was going to since we're together, I was hoping to stitch with you. Sorry, that was a lot of zipping and putting away. And then Christmas-wise, because of the way my life has been happening, I feel like the days that are 5s have been a little busier. In fact, on this one, I remember telling Kira earlier in the day, this is Dear Santa by Stitching with the Housewives. I have it out. This pattern. They stitched theirs on a black Monaco. That's one of their go-to fabrics. And I am stitching mine on a green. And it's a 36 count. I'm just holding it up with the bag because that way it kind of blocks the back. And I was stitching, I think you came over one day, Kira, and I was stitching on him and I said, I will finish down to his little white fluffy today. And then about 10 minutes after Kira left, I had something kind of interrupt me and I never stitched again that night. Poor Santa. He just keeps, I feel like if it's the 5th, 15th, or 25th, something in my life will be busy.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it's the tacos. Just takes so long.
Takes up all the night. Yeah.
There goes the evening. We're having tacos.
Tuesday.
Just kidding. If that throws me off. The tacos shouldn't. It's everything else in the night. And so at the retreat, I decided to pull out the Farm Girl, the Quilted Farm Girl by Lori Holt. This is just a copy of it. And I actually was able to fill in, I have a string. It's just loose. Oh, it's attached to the back apparently. I was able to get a little bit filled in and I actually feel like I finally have a start on this. Not much, but I've got that upper little corner started. I'm doing it on a 32 count Lugana just to make it a fun stitch. And my eyes really appreciated filling in the bee, filling in those other motifs that I had outlined. And I showed you on our last video. I have this in the cutest cherry blossom bag. So from my retreat, I'm just seeing what else was in there because there was stuff. At my table, Mandy is from the Washington, D.C. area, and she made us all these darling, it's open, so if you're thinking it looks weird, it's not, it doesn't hang weird. These darling cherry blossom bags. She put a cute little charm on it with little flowers. She included a little needle minder that's so cute. I'm so excited to actually get to use all this. I've been waiting since the retreat to like really let it all out. So cute little needle minder with the cute bag that she made. She did an amazing job. She made one for everybody at the table, which is a lot to make. And she actually has been sending, because we all have had a good little visit with each other, and she's made the cutest quilts for her son and his friends for their 8th grade graduation. A daughter from college. It's amazing, amazing. Okay, don't show this chart either. And then since I've been home, well, and before, no, more since I've been home, I've been working on the birth sampler that Kira has designed for her daughter Paisley. And this is where I'm at. That's a cat needle minder. That is not part of the project. So I finished the flower, well, finished to the middle of the flower motif in the middle with the leaves. I did some green there, and then that middle big flower, and then the letter F and the letter G, as well as a little bit on the top border and a little extension over here on the side. So I'm loving the way this is turning out. Again, on a 40 count. I don't think it's the antique white, but it's got a little bit of modeling. I'm gonna have to look.
Yeah.
We'll have to look back at what we
have a spot in her room ready for it.
and it's not ready. But I keep stitching on other things for Kira and I. There's a couple other things that we have in the works that I've been stitching on, and so that we're not ready to show yet. So this one kind of gets the other days of my stitching for it, but I love when I pull it out, I get so excited. Like, oh,
cute.
Here it comes. Okay. At the retreat, my new friend Lisa was stitching on America the Beautiful. I'm terrible with names, and so I like hesitate because I want to make sure that I don't totally ruin it. So please forgive me if I do say something wrong. She was stitching on the America the Beautiful that's available in Teresa Kogut's Patreon. It's a 9-month series. If you missed the first month, she's put out the pattern on her Patreon for $5 for the download. But anyway, Lisa was stitching on hers. I said, hold on, I'll pull mine out. And then I didn't mean like literally hold on, and she held on. I was like, no, I've already started it. She was just starting hers. She is now done with hers. And mine, I'm going to pull the fabric behind it so it kind of, the linen. Mine is in this position. So I have the top part completely done where it says Declaration of Independence. I apologize, I'm in a hoop here. And then this part I need to finish filling in. Sorry, reset. Throwing the pattern on the floor. That's all that was. It just fell off my lap. So I just need to fill this part in. I've just kind of been like throwing a thread in there when I work on it. I just kind of come down here and do a thread or two so that at the end I'm not like, ugh, all the fill in. Although fill in's kind of fun when you're watching a movie or listening to a book. Do you know what book I've been listening to?
Mm-mm.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. A Tale of Two Cities.
Nice.
Yeah, I've actually been really enjoying it. Anyway, these two are done. This one, my son said, this guy pulled his wig off and put it on the table.
That is what it looks like.
He's actually missing his hair because when I went to do it, I don't have the thread. It's a DMC. I don't have it. I don't know why. I went through all the rest of them like, hey, what else is missing? Just that one. Just his hair and then one of these gentlemen's hair over here. So, or as my friends at the retreat lovingly call them, the big nose men. Because they have some pretty good sized noses on there, the ones that are stitched. So hopefully I'll get a little bit further because the next piece of this is out. And it's Abraham Lincoln. So those who deny freedom deserve it, not for themselves. And so I'm excited. This one, Teresa said, is half the number of stitches. Half. So that I'm looking forward to because half the stitches are done. I feel like more than half, but I don't know. I haven't calculated anything to say. You don't want to, it's not a race. It's not a contest. I'm very proud of Lisa for having hers done. She also, Lamb That I Love, the one that I have, that I've been working on, she has hers done.
Dang.
I mean, she started it before me. We didn't know we were going to be doing it together, but she challenged me to have mine done by the fall. And I was like, well, I kind of stitch for Kira and right now I'm one of the 2 model stitchers. We have 2 model stitchers and we're right here, both of us.
And I have a baby.
And she has a baby. And I have a full-time job. So at the retreat, somebody mentioned that people are kind of insane for doing the Patreon because it does cost money. You have to be the level or the tier 4. So I just want to show you what all you get. So this month right now, the stitch along is part of it. And then this month, the tier 2, 3, and 4 is this one, Our Land. Sorry, they're in sheet protectors just so that I can keep all the pages together for my printouts. And please don't judge Teresa if you don't like my colors of my printer. I realize sometimes they can be a little bit off. So Land That I Love. And then this one, Words and Deeds. So there are quite a few charts. That one's 113 by 141. I don't know on the first one because I don't have the page turned the right way for that. And then this one is 117 by 124. My Horse, My Heart. So, and that one made me think of my mom as well because she always loved feeding her horses the apples. She'd always save them, apple pills. So if you are a Teresa Kogut fan and they come out to $4, no, sorry, to $5 a chart. I can do math. $5 a chart is a killer deal really for her charts. So I'm not saying you have to join, and I'm not trying to justify that I have. I just do think that there is some value in that Patreon. And if you aren't a fan of hers, then you're right. Don't spend the money. Although we kept saying, and the center one is full coverage. I yesterday finally pulled out Renewal. I was going to work on it at the retreat, and again my head was hurting, and so I didn't. And so I did pull it out yesterday and do a little bit on it. Looking at it. So that's where I've gotten to. And I yesterday worked on this little section over here. I finished this leaf that is stitched incorrectly. But I decided it's not going to matter. It's as wide and as tall as it should be, and it's fine. This other leaf, this little flower, the top of this little goose, he doesn't wash out as much in person. And I had my strawberry needle minder on there, and that's about where it was sitting. And I thought that's so funny because he's like, why is this strawberry so much bigger than the rest? Also, those strawberries are as big as the geese. No, but they're big.
Yeah, they are big.
If I could grow a strawberry that big. Anyway, I thought that was funny. He's just looking at that needle minder. Like, what are you? Why are you shiny? Their little personalities are coming out. He will in the pattern be looking at a little flower there. So there is something different for him. So that one's a fun one. I do want to kind of make progress on it. I also last week, just one day, I don't know. I was supposed to be stitching on other stuff. I know I was. I was so naughty. I get naughty sometimes and I just stitch whatever I want. Okay, this one I'm going to drop in from the top so that we don't get into chart. But this is one from the Sip and Stitch box from Primrose Cottage last summer. And like I said, I'm going to drop in from the bottom or from the top so I can show it. It's not focusing very well, probably because of my face. Maybe. Well, it's the 1776 there. I can't go zoom in too much because it'll... Okay, it's that. And I've started it. I'm like, I can't go zoom in too much because it'll show it. She doesn't have it in other places. Maybe it is on the other... That one... Nope, she doesn't. So all I did was this middle, and my husband said, shouldn't you be stitching on? And so I put it away. It'll be a little bit bigger than this. It has the little stars to go around. But I do want to get that finished. Today's the 4th. So this one's going to get finished. Because it's small, it's stitched fast. And I did 2 threads. And I was trying to decide what linen this was. And it was coming out between the 32 and 36. I don't know. Could be a 32 that shrunk a little bit more in the dyeing process. I've got a little bit bigger with a gourd. It doesn't match. Hide that. No, it's just how I got it folded in my bag. And I do want to stitch a couple of her other small ones because I'm wanting, as I'm stitching on these huge patriotic ones, I'm just wanting to have a few extra things in my home. And so, sorry, I warned you there's another paper. I made some notes today at work. So Mania, for those of you who have never heard of it, is something started by Stitching Gem. So May Mania has been around, and then Market Mania is new for a couple of years. It's been around before me. No, before I knew about it. Before I knew about it. But Stitching Gem started it, and the idea is that we start actually stitching on stuff that we got at Market, that we get some starts or get some finishes. And I went to work on, which one? Pledge of Allegiance, which I'll show in just a minute. And I went to do it, and I realized one of the threads, I'll just pull it out. I realized when I went to do it, I started looking at it, the Pledge of Allegiance, and on the back right here, I had everything ready. I had it in the hoop. I had my needle in the spot I was going to start in. And I went to see what thread symbol I wanted. And back here on the back, it says this little star, 2 threads. And I looked, and I did not have 2. And so I started going through different patterns in my home to see if I had it. And I did. I had another one, but the die lots are different enough that I didn't dare. It was in my Stars pattern by Plum Street Sampler, Paulette Stewart of that. So it was in this one. And I was so disappointed not to start that one. And again, I wanted some smaller. It's 110 by 110 and dense stitching. But I had it out and I was like, oh, forget it. I went and looked at my other ones, which I'll show you in a minute, for Mania options. And so I spent the morning working on stars. And I got just the top little corner of the pattern done and the little bunting. And I thought it was so cute. And I just kept being like, well, I'll go to there. I'll go to there. I'll go to there. And here I am. So that was a happy accident.
Yeah.
I accidentally stitched on stars. Oopsies. You know when you eat the whole bag of M&Ms and we call it a snackcident? I snackcidentally ate the whole thing. You know when you put some out and you think, oh, those are there by me, and then you're just sitting there and all of a sudden you're like, wait,
they're gone.
Where'd it go? And it doesn't happen every day, but thank goodness.
Every other.
That's why you can't put them out. Well, I stitchidentally made up a new word. I stitchidentally started stars. Well, then I actually was like, well, actually the one I took to the retreat to start was Where Love Grows. And I never started it at the retreat. I was going to have a start. It's always good to have a start at the retreat. That's fun. That's what I thought. It's always good, but I didn't do it. Where Love Grows by Brenda Gervais. And her patterns are always turned, which is fine. And what I did, I had bought this pattern with my Market purchases. And then Kira and I were up at Shepherd's Bush about 2 weeks before the retreat. And I asked them to kit it for me. And then the day the retreat started, I was able to run over there real quick after I'd set up our vendor place. I ran over and picked up my kit with the linen that's called for and the threads. And so I started it for about an hour is all I worked on it last night, late in the evening. And it looks like this on the border. It's so lacy and delicate. It's so pretty. And then it has this pretty like ribboning that you do that makes it look ribboning. Bow. It's not X's, it's just little ribbons. Cool. So that will be really fun. The bow is X's, but the ribbon part is long stitches. So pretty. So I'm excited about that one. So this is part of my Mania. I'm starting this one. I will be starting the Pledge of Allegiance. My sister-in-law said she has to work Wednesday and she'll pick up the threads for me from pine needles, and then I can actually get started, like a real start.
Nice.
Do we need to pause? Okay. And I have put this, actually, let me unput it, in from the retreat. I went to, where did I put those? On this page.
Oh,
You had no idea. You had no idea. Beehive Stitcher, Diane had portfolios there and her vendor thing. So I picked up this one. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I think it's beautiful with the Where Love Grows. It'd actually be really cute with the little sampler, the birth sampler.
Yeah.
And then her inside with the zipper here, zipper here, and then the 2 pockets. So you really could get 2 projects in here or one large one, places for everything. So that's super fun. Love that one. I'm going to go ahead and just put these back just so that I don't lose things. We'll just go like that. And then, and I have one more that I bought from her. I'll show you guys in a minute. For my other Mania things, also while Kira and I were at Shepherd's Bush, I had that shifted up. Let me just shift that up so it's covering the pattern. I picked up their platitude that they had, Love Each Other. So I'm excited about that one. I haven't started it, but I do have it kitted from them, and I'm excited to start that this month. And that's one depends on where my life goes. I feel like sometimes my eyes are bigger than my needle time is. Okay, usually.
Probably.
This one's a ginormous one with the pledge is Midnight Santa. So these are the ones I have kitted. Just have the 4 kitted. So Where Love Grows, Love Each Other, Pledge of Allegiance, and then this Midnight Santa stocking. And I have 2 colors of linen in this package because I have the called for, and I thought it was really dark, and I heard of somebody else doing a different color, and so I bought that linen, and that's this lighter green-ish color. So I'll show you. Well, let's just show everybody. Why not?
Yeah, sure.
All the crinkles. This one is, and you can go ahead and pull it out, Tin Roof. And the called for old top hat. And my old top hat, well, either way. My old top, I didn't pull it all the way out, but mine is so dark to me that I was wondering if I'd want something a little bit lighter if I'm doing a 46 count. Is that 46 count? Is that 40? Oh, that one's 40. So this one would definitely be easier to stitch on because it's lighter and bigger. I've heard though that the 46 isn't as bad as you think it will be, and I don't know. It seems lighter to me now that I've seen it a few times. When I first pulled it out, I was like, there's no way, that is so dark. That is so dark, but I don't know. I still get kind of nervous. 46 count. Woo! That's a workout, but I do have all the threads. It's ready to go. I've laid them on both. I like it with both, so I will probably just be a moody stitcher and decide. I feel like where I was able to get the Dames of the Needle one, I'm just supposed to, because then people aren't mad at me that I got it and they didn't. No, I think people are finding it. Okay, I know, I gave up. Okay, one other thing, so at the retreat, sometimes I complained about the lights. That they just had a big display with bright lights. I'll just notice it with my back to it next year. But I took my own light, and I had found this little travel light on Amazon. People at the retreat were asking me about it, especially when they saw me fold it up, because it came out as a light. It's the one from all the Pixar. I'm just kidding. That's how it looks though. And it's just a single one, but that does help me, like in a room that when my eyes are tired and I've been stitching all day, and it's very lightweight. and just collapses. And like I said, I got it on Amazon. It's called Foldable Desk Lamp. It's rechargeable. I just charged it in my room each night. Feel how light that is. I mean, it still has weight to it, but
it's about the weight of a phone.
Yeah, that's a good description. Okay. Retreat. Kira's like, oh,
She just keeps filling
my
out
goodness.
more and more papers.
I do. Well, because I don't want to like totally sound dumb. Okay, so I vended for Kira and some people thought that what we were selling was the actual finished product. So I had to explain to some of them that no, I was actually selling patterns because they were just out as models. And then, so anyway, having our models there was kind of interesting, but it was really fun to see all of our stuff together. We really enjoyed that. Brayden could insert a picture of all of them together. Yeah. That would be fun. It's okay. Just cover us up and let us keep talking. I was at table 29. I was with my sister-in-law, Heidi, and Mandy, who I mentioned from DC that did the bags. She was only able to be there for one day, and then she had family things. Kelly from Ohio with her friend Lisa. Lisa is Mandy's mom, and she's from Wyoming. Megan from California. She was amazing. Had great insights. And then Leslie, who's a local here. She also has a Flosstube pineapple stitcher, I believe. And so that was fun to get to know all of them. Also, vending let me meet so many extra people and just visit with them. It was really fun to hear stories, to make connections, and to get to know some people in the stitching community that way. Let me meet more people than if I were just sitting at my table the whole time. And just loved all the new people, like literally loved them all. Everybody at my table, everybody that I was able to meet. I don't think I met anybody that I was like, what in the world is wrong with you? I want to do a couple shout outs. Millennial Fabrics. She's fabulous. She was a school teacher. The owner was a school teacher, and she is now dyeing fabric. Dottie the Stitchin Scotty is just like as sweet in person as she is on her videos. Absolutely just phenomenal person. Truly loved her. Beehive Stitcher, I mentioned Diane, so who made the folios. I have one more to show from her. Why don't I do that now? And it has stuff in it, so just, that's fine, not much. So this is her other one. I did an Americana one because I have a lot of Americana stitching and I feel like it justifies having it. She has her little tag on there with her name, if you're wondering how to do it. She does have an Etsy shop. She prefers vending because she's able to just sell to you directly. She doesn't have to wait and hope that it gets there with the shipping and everything. And then the inside of this one is this cute fabrics, cute stars on the middle, in the middle pockets, and just has 2 zipper pockets with the vinyl. And then in it, I did buy from our guest designer, Summer House Stitchworks, which is Beth. I bought the Life that came out also at Market. So this could be another Market Mania. I don't have it kitted, but that would be a fun, faster stitch. No, 119 by 89 wouldn't be too bad. So anyway, that's a fun little folio from her. And then I am just going to go through the bag of stuff. Kira's like, oh no. Oh, let's start with this though. So the chart that we got from Beth, the Saturday evening, she sang for us. She has a gorgeous voice. And she designed this pattern here. She was really fun to visit with. She was very, very sweet. Kira got to meet her. And her cute daughter was there. Yeah, I haven't let you say much. Do you want to talk?
No, it's okay. You're doing good.
Do you want to talk about her and her daughter and what you learned or saw?
No, it's okay.
We got to hear a little bit of her story, just Kira and I visiting with her in the day. Can you go get her?
Yeah. All right. You can keep talking though.
You want me to get it? Okay. Okay, so this, she gave us this. She also gave us a little bonus hive, little pattern for this little hive. And then the threads and stitch cards, floss cards and things to be able to stitch that all with. I did go ahead and get a little bit of linen. Now on this, these are not my colors in my home. They don't go with the colors in my home. So that thread in there, I'll probably use for other accents of projects, and I'll probably be changing this one. Right now I'm thinking that I actually do like the blue house, but I would change the trim to white with a gray roof, and then change my doors and windows colors. I'm not sure. I haven't thought that far on those. Maybe white on those if I change the trim to gray. We'll see. And then the grass, I would definitely change to greens that are a little bit more my colors, change the browns. If I keep the dogs to something a little bit less orangey for me. So that's for me. I do know that there are people that is the perfect colors, and that's great. I think we all have to stitch what makes us happy and make it ours when we do stitch it, so that we are wanting to have it. Okay. I have a bag of goodies because I have table gifts. I have haul. So we'll go in that order. First of all, Leslie had a friend there who had picked up some of Color and Cotton's Happy Little Accidents. So I have this cute little blue and yellow. I'll have to be careful to use those in things for me and not things for Kara and I when we do patterns. I got this swan. There's some little candies in the box, that's all. Just some chocolates, but this little swan pin cushion from Lisa at my table, and my dad saw it and he said, "Oh, I have one of those. It's missing the pin cushion part. Do you want it?" I don't have it yet, but I would love it. I'm excited to get, like I said, these things have been sitting and I'm like, I just want to put them out. I just want to use them all. From Megan. Make sure I'm saying the right person. I wasn't at our table when they started exchanging gifts. I was over at our vending station, so if I got anything wrong, I apologize to my table friends. But she got this needle minder, the little house. She had a couple different keychains, and I chose the fox. And then my sister-in-law was stitching on a fox, and I said, "Why didn't you choose that one?" Anyway, she chose a dog, so I'll forgive her for it. And a couple little pieces of floss. And a little tin with wax thread conditioner, which is nice, and a few little candies in there. So that was very, very sweet of her. That was quite elaborate. Now, table gifts are not required. I gave mine a little tool for when you're playing thread chicken to help you get your ends in. Oh, did somebody take your seat?
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
she's ready for a nap.
She's ready for nap. She's a tired little girl. I told them that I am excited that I actually get to use these. For my sister-in-law, Heidi, she made this cute little glasses case. She put a little hook on it so you can attach it to your bag or anything else you need. She let me choose what glasses I need, so they aren't in here. Instead, I got some candy. Like I said, I'm excited to actually get to take all this stuff out from showing it because I haven't. And some thread, snowball color. Oh, and a little bit more candy. So that was really cute, very thoughtful, and very excited to use that. From Kelly, so sorry, Candy, some lotion, you know what that is? Buckeyes. She said, "Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Don't put that in your mouth." And then this little tin that's magnetic for putting your needles in.
Nice.
So that's a great little thing. I might put a size on it and just keep track that way of maybe having some organized. And then I've jumbled this. I'm so sorry about the crinkle. Let me shift a little here. Leslie at our table gave us all a little thread bed book for your threads when you're working on your project. You can put them in there. Little places for your needles.
Nice.
So those are very cute. She did a very great job. She's been making some project bags. If you watch her Flosstube, you'll be able to see those. And then she did a little bee needle minder. I think this one she passed around a little bag and we could choose. I chose this little gingerbread house. So there were a couple different options there, but they were super cute. So I'm excited. Like I said, 18 times. I'm excited to use them. She also, this was genius. This was so genius. This was Leslie. She gave us all a bag. She had a bunch of different ones, but it was so handy because this is where my table gifts are. And that is a pretty full bag of table gifts. So that is very sweet of her. When we arrived, oh no, I left it in the other room. My blue little stand. I say when we arrived. No, that's when everybody else arrived. This was put on by Deb and Kef with Snug Harbor Crafts. Deb was not there. I hope she's feeling better. I haven't heard any updates on that. But they had for each of us a pattern holder, is what I call it, a chart holder. And it is this little stand. So it folds up flat and then it can open up. I've been using a smaller version of this. It has little spots. They called it on the locker where you can adjust your pattern there. And then it has these little arms. So this is a bigger version than the one I have. It's been actually nice when you have like a book because you can let the book sit on it. When I've had taller patterns, it's let me have them up there. And then I've even like brought it down. And so I have used the little arms a little more than I thought I would. I've really enjoyed having that. So it's very cute. It is magnetic. And so they also, the last night, gave everybody a little set of scissors. And these scissors are magnetic on the case.
That's nice.
So they can actually stick to it and then you know where your scissors are instead of
finding them on the couch.
Where's my scissors? Where's my scissors? Oh yeah, or leaving them on the couch and ruining your couch. And then I have some haul from it. How bad do you guys want to keep going? You want some haul? You want the haul. You don't get the haul. You get to hear about the haul. Goodness, the project bags. Let me just pull this out of here. I bought a little bit of
the crinkle show today.
I bought a little bit of linen. I wanted to get some from some of the other dyers and I just felt like I didn't make it. When we were vending, I was vending and they were vending at the same time. I got some 32 count from Lapin Loops. These were the ones on clearance that she had there, one of a kind. But they are colors. Maybe she doesn't actually put the colors on it. So I have a more neutrally lighter gray, almost has a little bit of purple undertone to it. Mm-hmm. This one that's a little bit more of a brownish color, that's actually probably pretty true right there. And then this one is a little bit more of like a blue gray.
Yeah. A tiny bit of tealish hue.
Yeah, but it's definitely more of a blue gray.
Yeah.
So I would say the way they're showing there is actually pretty
good.
Pretty true. So those 32 counts, just sometimes 32 is a nice little sweet spot. And then I went over to Paisley and Polka Dots. They're the ones we did the nativity. I bought this little white stand. I get to use these unless you want to pay me with business money for them. Just kidding. The red or the white stand. Sorry, different white stand. This red one they had one of the patriotic ones I have for Primrose Cottage on it. So I'd actually like to do that one.
Patriotic home would look good.
Ooh, patriotic home would be patriotic home. You all should do patriotic home on this one. Paisleys and polka dots. Look her up. Good shipping. That's where I got the nativities that Kira and I did last year. And then I also gave in with the crowd. I bought the pattern that she had for Stitch West this year. It's actually everything except the actual linen and the floss. That's your part, and then it's everything else to finish it. Nice. The pattern and the board and the fabric layered here behind. So that is what I spend all my money on. Nice. It was fun. It was fun. It was a blast. I didn't want to come home. I mean, I did because my family was here, but I didn't want to because it was so much fun. And then I feel like because I haven't unpacked, I haven't actually like settled back in. So I'm excited to get to actually use stuff and move on with it. Did I say, so Lapin Loops, and then Ewe Needleworks, they were also kind of in the area that I was at. So that's more the people that I talked to that were vending there. There were other great vendors. That was just kind of more my corner of the room. And we have, do you want to do that little quilt thing real quick? Sure. I've been terrible at the quilt room stitch along because it started in January and all I had done was cut out some fabric, a little bit of white fabric background stuff. And I got home from the retreat and this is mostly what I've done. So after the retreat, well, before the retreat, I had done the iron. And then I did the pins and the pin cushion. Sorry, pins and pin cushion. And then since the retreat, I've done the sewing machine. And then this bottom row here. Sorry, I poked you. So it's block 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is what we were supposed to do in January.
Yay.
So I am now done with January's. And since I was doing so well on that, I started February. Oh, I should have kept that up. Because these are as big as the sewing machine. I love it. I love the whimsy when you can get away with that with art. You can do it with cross stitching, you can do it with quilting. But it is the first block of February's blocks. So block 5 done. The next one's a little bit smaller. It has stars. I think that one will go fast. And then the next one's going to be more involved because it has the hand embroidery and stuff on it. So anyway, those have turned out so much fun. That seam ripper is as big as the scissors and the rotary cutter. Definitely in my sewing room, my personal ones, my rotary cutter, my scissors like this are smaller than that. And then my seam ripper. I got to get me a good seam ripper. Yeah. I needed something that I can like... Yeah. Rip those seams. That guy, that'll rip them. Anyway, that's been fun, just going in and working on that. So eventually, okay, it's supposed to end in May, but I will have a quilt room quilt for my quilting room that I will have quilted in my quilting room.
It's a lot of quilting.
It's a lot of quilting. Mm-hmm. When you have a quilting quilt, you have to have a lot of quilting that goes with the quilting quilt and all the quilting parts. Wow. So, what are your plans for stitching or life? Oh, you want to do that instead?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, let's do our winners. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for those of you who have subscribed, who have liked, and thanks for watching. We do have winners from last time.
Yes.
Let's do it, and then we'll talk about
plans. Last time we said we were celebrating having 300 subscribers, so we're giving away 3 free patterns. To anyone that commented what their favorite thing about their local...
To 3 winners that from anybody that commented.
Yes. 3.
Okay, you said from anybody that commented. Okay, we chose them from people who made comments.
Yes. We're choosing 3. Well, we didn't really choose. We did it randomly, but and they get a free pattern. So these 3 people, you'll go to our Etsy and see which pattern you would like from our Etsy, and then we'll email it to you. You just
wait. They have to email us which one they want.
Right.
You said we'll email it to you.
Well, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll email it to you after you email us which one you want. So our email is kastitching@gmail.com. It'll be in the
link below, description below.
Yes, in the description. But those 3 winners are, the first is Danny Stitches WV. The next winner is Samantha Thompson, is it Z7T? And then Amy Sweetheart 7283.
It's AMYSWIHART.
Yeah, sorry if I said it wrong. But those are the 3 winners. So again, email us which pattern you want, and then we'll email you that PDF. So for free.
For
Yay.
free. We're excited for you.
Yes.
Congratulations. And thank you so much for subscribing, for commenting, for liking. I know that that's always the annoying part of the videos, but we appreciate it. And it does make us want to do it again.
Yeah.
So we do.
For us to see the numbers.
We're like, yay, somebody watched us. They actually did like it. Okay,
Yeah.
now do you have plans? Crafty
Just spending
plans?
time with my baby. But I have 2 wedding dresses I'm working on right now. So both the wedding, well, one wedding's in June, one's in September. So got to finish up the one real quick here. But and
Yeah.
then besides that, not really. It's just watching my baby.
Just stitching. We got to kit you up
Yeah,
with
just
one of your
stitching.
cute patterns.
I have about, how many patterns do I have ready to stitch?
Oh, goodness.
I
You
think I have
a
at
lot.
least like 15 to 20 patterns ready to stitch. So
Yeah,
been designing like crazy.
So I worked on a lot of things because I was at a retreat. If you don't see me work on a lot of things, but you see other stuff coming out, that's the America, the beautiful, like some of those things that I want to have done. I sometimes just put them aside because we want to be able to move forward with our stuff. So there's this weird balance of like, I want to stitch it all because I feel like all our models keep going to pine needles.
Yeah.
And I'm not seeing them every day. So I'm like, I need more stitching. I need more done. Because you're not seeing what you've actually done. So that's where it was fun at the retreat to actually get to see those. But so I have plans of stitching on that birth sampler, a couple other patterns that we'll have coming up here soon. And hopefully you guys are filling your May with some mania, some stitching, or just accidentally stitching.
Yeah.
Stitchidentally.
Stitchcidentally stitching.
Keep stitching something every day.
Yeah. I'll see you next time. Bye.